Budi Madani cash aid to be channeled to recipients on 10th June. EC sets polling day for Sungai Bakap on 6 July. Good evening and salam Malaysia Madani. I'm SAHIH and you're watching Malaysia Tonight. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim is confident the target of 400 e-payment transactions per capita can be achieved earlier than the original target of the 2026 through the efforts by digital banks. He said there has been an increase in e-payment transactions since 2011, but the numbers are still low and it is the responsibility of all parties to spread the benefits of using the facility to all Malaysians. Met at the inauguration of Boost Bank, a digital bank, Datuk Seri Anwar said that to achieve the target, the effort needs to be implemented immediately and earnestly.
Maknanya daripada sekarang harus ada suatu gerakan yang bersungguh-sungguh dan saya harap keluarga dalam Boost Bank ini, aksiata RHB sebagai tunggaknya harus turun dan menyebarkan supaya kemudahan ini akan dimanfaatkan oleh PMKS, ya, perusahaan mikro, kecil dan sederhana, keutamaan kita, tetapi juga kepada rakyat terbanyak.
Boost Bank is a 40-60 digital bank venture by RHB Bank and Boost Holdings Sdn Bhd, an indirect subsidiary of Axiata Group Berhad. Datuk Seri Anwar, is also the Finance Minister, said that serious efforts should be made to ensure that the people are able to assimilate digital literacy in order to take advantage of the latest technological developments, including artificial intelligence. More than 30,000 applicants, farmers and small-scale commodity growers have been approved to receive cash subsidy assistance under the Budi Madani initiative as of today. The Finance Ministry said that the recipients who will receive first cash assistance amounting to RM200 each will be disbursed on 10th June through their bank accounts, while those without a bank account can claim the subsidy in cash by bringing MyCard to any Bank Simpanan Nasional BSN branch throughout the Peninsular Malaysia. Through a statement, the ministry said eligible applicants can still register to receive Budi Madani, and applications submitted in June 2024 are eligible to receive payment for both June and the following month. For those who submitted after June 2024 will only qualify to receive payments starting in July 2024 and will not include June payment. The ministry also said that the application data thus far found that the majority of applicants were not approved as they did not meet the eligibility criteria set. Among them are farmers and small-scale growers who were not registered with the relevant ministries' agencies. The government has decided and set a date for the rationalisation of diesel subsidies. Economy Minister Rasmi said the announcement will be made at the appropriate time.
Satu lagi ialah daripada supply juga, because kadang-kadang kalau you bagi plan awal, you kita hoarding will happen. So suddenly people akan tank up and stock up cepat-cepat sebab because they know 2 bulan lagi, 3 bulan lagi ni harga akan naik. Jadi the rest you tahulah.
Rafizi also emphasised that the government will have to make sure that there will be no unnecessary knock-on effects on inflation. He also noted that it's impossible for stricter enforcement as there are only about 2,500 enforcement officers. The Finance Ministry announced that individual private diesel vehicle owners could submit applications under the individual category, while small-scale farmers and smallholders could submit applications under the agri-commodity category of Madani Subsidy Assistance or Budi Madani. Eligible recipients will receive Budi Madani assistance of RM200 per month in line with the implementation of targeted diesel subsidy. A total of 25 of the 672 rivers nationwide monitored by the Department of Environment (DOE) are classified as polluted. According to Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Fadilah Yusof, these polluted rivers were detected in 6 states, namely Kedah, Pulau Pinang, Selangor, Kuala Lumpur, Johor and Sarawak. Datuk Sri Fadilah, who is also the Minister of Energy, Transition and Water Transformation, said among the polluted rivers are Sungai Bakar Arang in Kedah, Sungai Jawi, Pulau Pinang, Sungai Buloh, Selangor, Sungai Kerayong, Kuala Lumpur and Sungai Adong in Sarawak. He said the polluted rivers are classified as Water Quality Index WQI of Class 3 and Class 4 due to various sources of organic pollutants, including wastewater from industrial, domestic and commercial activities.
Yang dipantau lah oleh Jabatan Alam Sekitar ada 672 batang sungai yang dipantau. Yang kategori bersih ada 72%, iaitu 486 sungai. Yang kategori sederhana ada 161 sungai, iaitu 24%. Dan yang tercemar ada 4%, iaitu 25 sungai.
Speaking after chairing the first meeting of the Committee on Deterioration of River Water Quality today, Datuk Sri Fadilah said the meeting also agreed that a special committee to address the deterioration of river water quality be established at the state level. He said the meeting had also agreed to hold a workshop to detail matters related to river management, legislation, regulations, policies and implementation. The government is in the midst of formulating a new law to regulate the profession and practice of building surveyors and ensure good governance in the construction industry. Minister of Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability, Rasmi Ahmad, said at present, the proposed Building Surveyors Act is still in discussion stage with industry players. Elaborating, Rasmi said given the current needs and situation, it is high time for the country to have such an act.
The role of surveyors has expanded, comprising new responsibilities across various spectrums. Meanwhile, the geomatics and land surveying sector has ventured into new methods, such as the use of 3D drones for survey work. Geomatics and land surveying play a critical role in land development.
He said this at the launch of the 2024 International Congress of Surveyors in the nation's capital today. The Congress was attended by approximately 200 construction industry players. He said many developed countries already have clear governance concerning building surveyors, and as Malaysia is heading in that direction, to have the best governance, there is a need to have that act. The Election Commission EC has set the polling day for the Sungai Bakap State by-election in Pulau Pinang on Saturday, 6 July. EC Deputy Chairman Dr. Azmi Sharum said the nomination and early voting was set for 22nd June and 2 July, respectively. Azmi announced this after chairing the EC special meeting at Menara SPR today. The electoral roll to be used for the Sungai Bakap by-election is updated as of 24th May, Azmi said, adding that the by-election would cost 2.1 million ringgit with 522 election workers to be appointed. The Sungai Bakap State seat fell vacant following the death of incumbent Nur Zamri Latif on 24th May at the Intensive Care Unit ICU of the hospital Seberang Jaya. The 56-year-old assemblyman was admitted to the hospital due to an inflammation of the stomach. The Sungai Bakar by-election will be the 8th by-election held after the 15th general election in November 2022. The unity government will ensure that the candidate representing it in the upcoming Sungai Bakap State by-election will align with the needs and aspirations of the local community. Pakatan Harapan PH Communications Director Fahmi Fadil said PKR will thoroughly review all criteria before finalising the candidate's name.
InsyaAllah di peringkat pusat kita akan adakan mesyuarat untuk menetapkan beberapa perkara. Dan saya percaya calon perpaduan yang akan ditonjolkan akan berupaya untuk memenangi semula kerusi Sungai Bakap nanti, insyaAllah.
Fahmi, who is also PKR Information Chief, said the party's preparations for the by-election are going smoothly with meetings at the branch, division and state levels already held. The Pulau Pinang Unity Government Leadership Council meeting on Monday unanimously agreed that PKR would file a candidate to represent the coalition in the Sungai Bakap by-election. The Election Commission EC met today at set 6 July as the polling day for the Sungai Bakap by-election, with nominations on 22nd June and early voting on 2nd July. Up next in business, Malaysia's property market poised to remain stable. That and more in our business segment. As Malaysia prepares to assume the ASEAN Chairmanship in 2025, the country will strive to lead with moral character as stressed upon in the Principles of Malaysia Madani. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said this entails a civil and inclusive approach that celebrates interconnectivity. He said that in upholding Malaysia's enduring principles of non-alignment and cooperation, the Madani ideals demonstrate that it is possible to act respectfully while being an active player in shaping the Southeast Asian region.
The Madani ideals demonstrate that it is possible to act respectfully while being an active player in shaping our region. Indeed, for Malaysia, ASEAN is more than a pillar of our foreign policy. It's also a force multiplier, a valuable asset to exercise our agency.
He said this in his keynote address at the 37th Asia Pacific Roundtable APR in Kuala Lumpur today. Datuk Seri Anwar also stressed the importance for the regional bloc to start addressing the underutilisation of its mechanism, namely the ASEAN Regional Forum, the ASEAN Plus meetings and the East Asia Summit, which have been celebrated for its convening power in the past but now appear to plod along by fact of existence. The Data Untuk Rakyat and Cyber Security Untuk Rakyat programs will be introduced to equip Malaysians with in-depth knowledge and understanding of digital technology. Digital Minister Gobind Singh Dio said these two new programs were proposed after 1 million Malaysians successfully completed the AI Untuk Rakyat program and online self-learning initiative. Gobind said that the introduction of new online technology-related programs is crucial to ensure that the people are prepared for the challenges of current technology. He said that the Digital Ministry is currently focusing on creating a digitalization platform that's accessible, secure and of high quality at all levels of government services. Regarding the launching the Digital First Strategy Shift ASDF today, the Minister said it has 6 core pillars, namely digital mindset, data-driven, citizen-centric, security by design, digital governance and talent and skills.
Ajakan baru ini melihatkan usaha proaktif kerajaan dalam melonjakkan perkhidmatan digital kerajaan melalui konsep Digital First, and I explained that earlier what FIRST actually means in an acronym, dalam tempoh 6 bulan, which is June until December 2024 dan seterusnya. Antara fokus dalam ajakan strategi ini adalah saluran digital bersepadu kerajaan berdasarkan pengalaman pelanggan.
The Minister added that the government will also upgrade the existing My Government portal at malaysia.gov.my to facilitate better interaction between the public and government agencies. On another note, Gobind said Malaysia plans to present at least 40 5G private network use cases in sectors such as manufacturing, oil and gas, logistics, healthcare and plantations ahead of its ASEAN Chairmanship in 2035. He highlighted Malaysia's rapid 5G network rollout, achieving over 80% coverage of populated areas within 2 years of launching 5G services. Through a statement released, he said the ongoing efforts to accelerate 5G adoption among various enterprises is crucial for Malaysia's digital transformation as it positions Malaysia as a 5G leader during the ASEAN Chairmanship in 2035. By the end of April 2034, Malaysia had over 13 million 5G subscribers, equating to a 40% penetration rate. Currently, there are 12 enterprise projects involving 5G trials across various sectors, including manufacturing, oil and gas, logistics, healthcare and plantations. Gobin said the Digital Nasional Berhad aims to provide 5G networks to 237 major industrial parks nationwide. As of April 2024, Gobin said 5G coverage has been established in 95 industrial parks across Malaysia. Malaysia's property market is poised to remain stable in the year 2024, followed by sustained growth in the next 3 years, bolstered by various initiatives of the Madani government under Budget 2024. Housing and Local Government Minister Nga Koh Meng said the property market has demonstrated significant growth and resilience, with individual property counters experiencing up to 600% growth in share price appreciation. He said the property counters in the stock market were on the rise from January 2023 to June 2024, with 76 out of 100 property counters on Bursa Malaysia experiencing an increase in share prices. According to the statement, Malaysia's property market transactions were valued at 42.31 billion ringgit, with more than 89,000 transactions recorded in the first quarter of 2023, first quarter 2023. Conversely, it said that in first quarter 2024, property market transactions hit 56.53 billion ringgit, with more than 104,000 transactions, marking an increase of 14.22 billion ringgit in terms of value. This significant growth indicates that Malaysia's property market is recovering well and on the rise. Proton Holdings Berhad registered a 13.6% growth in sales to 12,522 units in May 2024 for the domestic and export markets compared with the previous month. The national car manufacturer said they sold 62,697 units within 5 months, cementing their positions as the second in the overall national automotive sales ranking with a forecast market share of 19%. Cumulatively, Proton noted that the year-to-date YTD figure for PIV is estimated at 330,236 units, equivalent to 8.8% increase over 2023. Furthermore, it said the company's plans to expand and re-establish its brand in countries such as Trinidad and Tobago, Bangladesh and Iraq this year have proven fruitful as its export sales totaled 509 units in May. It noted that sales of the Proton Saga increased 21.6% to 6,119 units in May, leading to year-to-date sales of 29,397 units, up 8% as it remained an attractive proposition to Malaysian car buyers. Proton Eda Sdn Berhad Chief Executive Officer Roslan Abdullah said, entering the second half of 2024, Proton will be focusing on growing sales via updates to existing models while also concurrently taking the first steps towards entering the electrical vehicle market. Maybank Investment Bank Berhad or Maybank IB has raised its FTSE Bursa Malaysia KLCI FVM KLCI year-end target to 1,680 points from 1,610 on optimism of earnings growth, global interest rate cuts, the Johor Singapore Special Economic Zone JSSEZ and the ringgit strength. Maybank IB said that the core earnings of its research universe expanded year-on-year YOY for the fourth sequential quarter on strong momentum with double-digit growth. It said core profits of the first quarter of 2024 rose 20.1% year-on-year, contributed by almost all sectors except Petronas Chemicals and the technology sector, which posted lower earnings. Quarter-on-quarter, core profit was also higher by 13.5%. The drags were plantation, consumer, property and technology sectors which delivered weaker quarter-on-quarter earnings. Maybank IB noted that the FPM KLCI has had a good run in the first 5 months of 2024 and is one of the best performing markets in the region. It said after a record year in 2023 in improved investments totaling 329.5 billion ringgit or a 23% growth, the target is another high in 2024 amid new commitments from tech giants like Microsoft and Google. On our foreign front, 27 killed in Israeli airstrikes on UNRWA schools. Stay with us.
Percayalah bahawa anda bertanggungjawab terhadap diri anda sendiri. Anda bertanggungjawab untuk mengatakan tidak. Jangan biarkan orang lain mempengaruhi anda. Kenal pasti hak anda, keperluan anda dan perasaan anda. Hanya sekali ia boleh meragut.
Israel targeted a Gaza school on Thursday after claiming that it was a hideout for Hamas. However, Palestinian Health Ministry said 27 people seeking shelter were killed in the strike. Ismail Al-Tawabta, the director of the Hamas-run government media office, rejected Israel's claim that the UN school in Nusrat had hidden a Hamas command post. Speaking to Reuters, Tawabta said Israel is trying to alter public opinion through false fabricated stories to justify the brutal crime it conducted against dozens of displaced people. Israel's military claimed that they had taken steps to reduce the risk of harm before the strike.
احنا كنا نايمين ما شفنا الصاروخ ولا وقع علينا. الطابق من الطابق الثاني من الطابق الثاني في شهداء والطابق التحتاني في اصابات. هاي اللي شفناه بس. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل. حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل. حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل.
The attack happened after Israel announced a new military campaign in central Gaza as it battles a group of fighters relying on hit-and-run insurgency tactics. Israel had said there will be no halt to fighting during ceasefire talks, ignoring mounting international pressure to stop their offensive campaign. China's foreign ministry today said it would never interfere with the internal affairs of any country after Palau President Surangil Whips Jr. said he expects China to meddle in the country's national elections later this year. Whips said this during a visit to Tokyo yesterday, a month before Japan hosts a meeting of Pacific Island leaders.
我可以告诉你的是，中国一贯坚定奉行不干涉内政的原则，我们没有兴趣干涉任何国家的内政。但我想说的是，一个中国原则是国际社会的普遍共识和国际关系基本准则。世界上已经有183个国家在一个中国原则的基础上同中国建立了外交关系。对于极少数仍然同台湾地区保持所谓邦交的国家，应当选择站在历史正确的一边，做出真正符合自身根本和长远利益的正确决定。
Palau is one of the 12 countries that still recognize Taiwan, and the president openly stated that his support of Palau's recognition of Taiwan as a sovereign state makes him the enemy in the eyes of China. Bulgarian voters head to the polling stations on Sunday for the 6th snap parliamentary election in 3 years. Bulgaria, the poorest member of the European Union and one of its most corrupt states, has been plagued by revolving door governments since anti-graft protests in the year 2020 helped topple a coalition led by the centre-right GERB party. President Rumen Radev has had to appoint 5 caretaker governments since 2020 to steer the Black Sea nation as successive, inconclusive elections have thrown up unstable coalitions that have swiftly collapsed in acrimony. Bulgaria sorely needs a period of stable, well-functioning government to accelerate the flow of EU funds into its creaking infrastructure and to nudge it towards joining the euro and fully participating in Europe's open border Schengen area. Plans to join the Eurozone have already been pushed back twice because of missed inflation targets. Sunday's election was triggered by the collapse in March of a coalition comprising GERB, which had held power for much of the previous 15 years, and the relatively new reformist We Continue the Change PP party. The two parties, both strongly pro-EU but divided by personal rivalries and distrust, said in March they could not form a new government without another election. In sports, Junhao continues winning momentum in Indonesian Open. Stay with us. Starting off our sports segment this evening, national men's singles shuttler Liu Junhao continued his fine form as he caused another upset over another high-ranked player, this time against Chou Tin Chen of Taiwan in the second round of the Indonesia Open 2024 in Jakarta today. The tournament held in Istora Senayan saw Junhao, ranked 32nd, survive a grueling rubber set battles against the world number 11, winning in 21-18, 13-21, 21-17 in 67 minutes and sealing his quarter-final spot. The unseeded Junhao, who stunned the home crowd by defeating third seed Jonathan Christie of Indonesia in the opening round yesterday, 21-13, 16-21, 21-12, will face reigning Asian Games champion Li Shifeng of China tomorrow. Shifeng, six-seeded, disposed French shuttler Christo Popov 21-11, 21-13 in another second-round tie. Meanwhile, it was the end of the road for national number 1 men's double duo and fifth seed Aaron Chia So Woo Yik as they fell short to unseeded pair from Taiwan Lu Ching Yao Yang Pong Han 16-21, 14-21.
Excellent defensive play in that rally.
In tennis, Italian surprise package Jasmine Paolini stave off a fight back from fourth seed Elena Rybakina to seal a stunning 6-2, 4-6, 6-4 win on Wednesday and advanced to the French Open semi-finals for the first time. The 12th-seeded Paolini set up a last-four showdown with Russian 17-year-old Mira Andreeva, who beat Arina Sabalenka for a spot in the semis. Playing in her first Grand Slam quarter-final, the 28-year-old Paolini got off to a confident start by winning the opening two games and forced her opponent to work hard to hold serve before breaking again en route to taking the first set. A sublime backhand winner gave Paolini another break in the third game of the next set, but 2022 Wimbledon champion Rybakina responded with one of her own and slowly came to grips with Italians' power and precision. Russian-born Kazakh Rybakina exchanged breaks with Paolini again, but the 24-year-old held firm to level the contest at one set apiece and recovered after surrendering her serve at the start of the decider. Paolini secured a hole to love to make it 4-4, playing at the level she showed early in the match, and she took advantage of Rybakina's errors to close out a famous victory. And that wraps up Malaysia Tonight this evening. A recap of our top story: over 30,000 recipients of Budi Mardani Cash Aid to receive RM200 on 10th June. Do join us tomorrow afternoon for your daily world updates on TV2 and saluran Berita RTM. Or you can stream us on RTM's Click website or mobile app. Till then, I'm SAHIH from the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Thank you and have a good night.